Guys, what I'm about to do is to show you what my work day is like. So I am dressed for work. I start work at 0800, and yeah, I get up, I make my bed. Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're joining for the first time, my name is Michelle, and I talk about how I joined the military at the age of 39. So today what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you a sneak peek into what takes place on a military base, more so on the Navy base where I work. So I'm currently heading to work. I might be a little bit late. However, I may make it on time from my home to work. It's about 8 minutes, but if I'm super late, I can make it there in 4 minutes. Don't tell anyone that I said that. Anyways, guys, I am going to go on the base today, and I'm going to do a little bit of recording, show you what goes on. Nothing too detailed because you know how it is. So yeah, I can see a traffic over there getting on base. If you decide to join the military, more so the Navy, if you decide to join the Navy, and if you're stationed in Norfolk, I would say come out as early as possible, especially if you're stationed on a ship. I'm gonna go down to the pier today, and I'm gonna show you what the parking lot looks like. So if you don't get out early, you won't find a parking spot, and you cannot be late to get on the ship. Can't be late. It's not like me right now. I'm on shore duty at this moment, so if I get in 1 minute late, it's not okay to them, but I'm not gonna face that serious consequences if I were on the ship, or like when I was on the ship. So the traffic to get on base is a very, very long one, and you can be stuck in the traffic for a long period of time. So the most important thing is to get out early. Okay, get out early. I saw a very long line back there, but I don't drive at that gate to go in. There's so many gates leading to where I work. But I'm taking another gate this morning. Well, I normally take this gate when I started to work at this new place. So I'm gonna get on base right about now. And I just left my house maybe about, I don't know, maybe 3-4 minutes ago. So I'm about to get on base right now. Security is tight. Security is tight at the gate. You must show your ID in order to get on the base. No other ID will get you on the base. And you can't walk any other place to get on there. As I said, security is tight. If somebody see you jumping over the fence, just see a person jumping over the fence, not you per se, they will be dealt with severely. So all right, I am about encountering a small traffic, and I'm gonna show you. It's not bad this morning. One of our ships came in, and I'm gonna go down by the pier and show you guys that ship that came in. I worked on that ship before. I was deployed on that ship before it came in. So normally when there are many ships out here, or the ships come back, then the traffic is normally longer. The lines are longer. So I'm just gonna turn this around and show you what it looked like getting on base. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm actually on base. I was so close to the security guard, and I could not have my phone out. So I have already entered the base. So this is what the base looks like. and in the next 4 minutes the national anthem will play. It's called Colors. That's when they're going to raise the flag. It is done 8 o'clock every morning and in the evening when the sun sets. So we have a particular time to do it in the mornings at 8, but it's done at sunset in the evening, whatever time that is when the sun sets. Okay, so I'm driving towards my workplace right now. Well, my old workplace, that's where I'm heading to right now. And we just moved from there. We just relocated. So I'm just checking to see if anyone is there right now. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I think my commanding officer is there. I'm not sure, but I'm just driving over there to see who is there. Okay. Okay, I think they're still moving out some stuff. Still moving some stuff, yep. Okay, so, okay, there were two different departments. Here, the Ministry Center and Credo. They do like marriage retreat or personal growth retreat. They're the ones moving right now. They're moving their stuff right now. So at 8 o'clock, guys, it's about 7:58 right now. And at 8 o'clock, what's going to happen is, as I was saying it earlier, the national anthem is going to play. And when the national anthem plays, every car will stop. So I'm going to take the next 2 minutes to explain what happens when the national anthem plays. And as I said, it's called Colors. They raise the flag at that time. Every car on base will stop. If a person doesn't stop, that person could be a civilian who doesn't know the rules. All cars will come to a stop, and I will try my best to show you what happened. I can still see the road from here. Every car stop wherever. Sometimes they put on their four-way flasher. And for us who are in our vehicles, what we do, we sit down. Let's turn this around a little bit. What we do, we sit down with our hands on our laps. We don't look around. We don't fidget. We just look ahead. We don't fidget in our vehicle, in the car. We just stay still and look ahead. If, say, I were walking on the street and I had my cover on, I'm referring to my hat. If I have my hat on, once I'm outdoors, if I still sit in the car, it's okay. But if I go outdoors when the national anthem starts to play, I will have to, and I'm gonna do it, guys, so you can see. I'm sorry I covered that, but I'm gonna do it so you can see. Once the anthem plays, everybody has to salute to wherever the anthem is playing from. So hopefully I can find a place to put this phone. All right, there it is. And I will have to stand at attention, guys. I'm sorry about that again, guys. So normally when the national anthem starts to play, I should be in place. I should stand and salute to wherever the music is coming from. That's when I'm wearing my covers. If I'm not wearing my covers and I'm in my uniform and I'm outdoor, I stand at attention. If I'm wearing civilian wear and I'm on base, when the anthem starts to play, I'm going to stand at attention and also look towards where the music is playing. That's where the sound is coming from. If I'm in my civilian wear and I have a hat on, I have to take it off, put my hands at my side, stand at attention, and until the anthem is finished playing. Certain things I wanted to do today, I didn't get to do it, but it's okay. I showed you what it looks like when the anthem is playing, how you should stand in your uniform, and that's if you intend to join the Navy. This is something that you will encounter when you get out into the fleet. I am late for work, guys. I want to do a few recordings today. I will. I'm just gonna walk into the building right now. I'm gonna walk into where I used to work as of last week, but we relocated. We're no longer working there. And then I'm gonna, my senior chief, and then I'm gonna go to the building where we're currently working. Okay, guys, follow me. Okay, guys, so I'm currently heading to where we're now working. And I will record as I go. Okay, so guys, if you do intend to join the Navy, if you look all the way over straight ahead, there's a building. It's called the barracks. Now if you are not married, more than likely you will stay in a barracks. Or if you're married, all right, so if you're married, then you will get something called a BAH. That's basic housing allowance. And based on your rank, you get paid, you get that BAH amount based on your rank. The more you rank up, the more the money will increase. And you also get something called BAS, which is food allowance as well. But if you're stationed on a ship, you still get your BAS. That's BAS for food if you're stationed on a ship, but it will come back out. They will take that money back from your pay every 2 weeks. We get paid every 2 weeks. So I'm just heading up now to my new workplace. It's beautiful here. The base is pretty big. All right, guys, so I am here. I am at the building where I work. The other sailors are outside. We're still moving stuff over, by the way. But as I was saying earlier, if you are not married, more than likely you will be at a barracks, or if you want, you can stay with a friend. If you want, you can rent your own house, but the military will not be responsible for paying your housing for you. You're gonna get your BAS, which is your food allowance. If you work on a ship, you will get that food allowance, but it will be taken back from your salary every month or every 2 weeks, because we do get paid every 2 weeks. Yeah. Most people get married. Many of the junior sailors get married because they don't want to stay in base housing, or they don't want to stay in the barracks, so they get married. And once you're married, you get your BAH. You get family separation allowance as well. That's if you you have to separate from your family to go somewhere. Say you go off to boot camp and you have family back at home, like children or your spouse, you will get separation allowance as well, because you're separated from your family. Also, if you go to work on the ship, if you go on deployment, you're going to get that, excuse me, you're also going to get that allowance as well. Okay guys, I'm gonna just walk into the building right now because I am already late. So I'm gonna walk into the building right now. But as I said, I'm gonna drive down to the pier and show you guys what how the pier looks, where the ships are. Okay. And once you get in, you remove your cover, you remove your hat. Good morning again. Good morning. Just got done arranging and organizing my workplace, so I'm gonna head down towards the ship and show you what the pier looks like if you anticipate joining. I am so hungry, guys. Lady, why are you looking at me? Why is she looking at me, guys? Because I'm holding my phone and I'm recording at the same time. Okay, so I'm gonna head home. However, I'm gonna go on down to the pier so you can all see the ships. I may, if I feel like, make an attempt to go on one of the carriers. I may make an attempt to go on one of the carriers, and that carrier, I got orders to go on that carrier, but I did not go. For some reasons, I just didn't go. Okay, so I'm closing up on the pier, and you can see here and see the ship. All right, guys, look at this big ass ship right here. This is the Harry S. Truman, and I used to work on this ship. And I'm gonna stop for a minute. I'm gonna find a parking spot. Harry S. Truman. I went on deployment on this ship, guys. You can see the name at the back. Let me close up. You see some people standing over there. Yeah, guys, I remember I used to come out at the back here during underway. I was standing right here when we were passing through Egypt. We're passing the Suez Canal, crossing the Red Sea. I used to stand right at the back where those guys are standing. I got orders to go on the ship. I should be on the ship right now, but for reasons that I am not able to explain, the order was canceled. So if you decide to join the military, you could be stationed on one of these. This is an aircraft carrier. Very expensive ships. They carry war planes, fighter jets, and there's another one over there. I'm not sure which one that is. I don't think that one is a carrier, though it looks a little bit smaller. The carriers are the biggest ones. That could be a LHD, landing helicopter dock. I'm gonna drive down and you guys will be able to see the different ships. So if you do decide to join and you get orders to go on a ship, more than likely this is where you will be coming, at the Norfolk base, and you may be stationed on one of these ships. So as I said, I'm gonna attempt, let me see if I really wanna, I'm not even wearing my blouse right now. I think they're mooring the ship. I'm not sure what they're doing. The ship lines are already moored. But if I go there, I won't be able to do any type of recording. But I'm gonna attempt to go on the ship. I may do a little piece of recording if I get on the ship. Okay. As you can see, I'm heading toward the ship. Okay guys, I'm gonna go on the ship, but I'm gonna put the phone in my pocket. Okay guys, I'm sitting on the ship, but I cannot record due to security reasons. I'm sitting in the galley, that's where we eat, but I cannot record anything. I used to work right in this area, and if you come to work on the ship, you will have to work as a food service attendant. You'll have to do TAD. You will have to go do TAD. Okay, so I want to expand on this temporary assigned duty. Whatever your job is, I'm an operations specialist. Each time I go on a ship, I could be sent somewhere else outside of my department to go work for 90 days. Or even if I'm not working on the ship, wherever I'm working at any command, I could be sent to work somewhere else for 90 days. Temporary assigned duty. Alright guys, I'm leaving. I am leaving right now. I'm not supposed to have my phone. I am not supposed to walk with my phone. And that's something that I'm going to talk about a little bit more when I get into the car. Alright guys, I'm finally off the ship and I'm heading back to my car. Yeah, I miss that ship. Honestly, I do. So some things I want to talk about, guys. Okay guys, some things I want to talk about being in the Navy. Security is tight, and it has to be tight because America has many enemies. Even our allies, we just can't trust them either. Everyone is trying to gain power, so by me coming on base and trying to give you guys a sneak peek, I have to be very careful. As I said, the ship just came back. Harry S. Truman just came back. They were supposed to fly me on the ship, but I did not go for reasons, as I mentioned earlier, that I'm not able to talk about. However, they just came back, and I just spoke with one of my sailors. I worked with him on another ship, and they flew him over to the ship while it was on deployment. They flew him from one ship that was on deployment to another ship. So if it's time for you to leave one command to go to another command, they will fly you from that ship. If you're on the ship, they'll fly you from that ship to the other ship. So they flew him from one ship to another ship. They flew him from one smaller ship to this carrier. Just spoke with him. He said deployment went very well. You gotta be tough. You have to be tough, mentally prepared for this. Consider deeply before you decide to join the Navy. It's a big sacrifice. Ask yourself, what am I joining the military for? Is it to serve the country? Is it to further my education, to go to college? Is it to use my tuition assistance, my GI Bill, to send my children to college? What is it? Is it job security? Ask yourself the question. Why am I really joining? Because it's not a game. It is not a game. People left their family for long periods of time, up to 9 months. One ship was actually out at sea for about 11 months because they could not come in due to the pandemic at that time. During the pandemic, I was on deployment on this same ship, and many sailors lost their loved ones, and they were not given the opportunity to fly off the ship. They were sailors who lost parents, siblings, and they could not fly them off the ship for them to say their final goodbyes. They had to stay on the ship because they didn't want to take them off and then bring them back, and they weren't going to send them off the ship and not have them come back to work. You have to do your duties. You must do your duties. It's very serious. Now, a ship has duty days. There are duty days. The smaller ships have like few 3 or 4 or so duty sections. The ships must always be manned. People must always be on the ship in case of anything. Fire, there was a fire on the Richard. I can't pronounce the last name, in California, and that ship went up in flame because those people weren't too serious about their jobs. And I understand that it was someone who started the fire. Now, mental health is another issue. Working out here, you're not able to see your loved ones for a long period of time. Some people depend on their loved ones to give them emotional strength. What is this? Emotional help, you know. When you're out here and you see the same people every single day, and some of the people are very mean, sometimes you just lose it. And then normally you'd have your family members around to talk to when you're out on the ship in the middle of the ocean somewhere, maybe not even in the US. Most time when you're on deployment, you're not in the US. It takes a toll on you and you can lose your mind. They have resilience counselor here to help you. Different counselors, you can seek help from different counselors on the ship. When you get home, when you come back to port, your primary care doctor can assign you or refer you to see an out-of-town mental health provider. Working in the military is no joke. If you have a calling, if you feel like you want to join the Navy, go at it. Job security, right? There are many things to consider, but if you want job security, this is the place to be. I mean, it's not only the military. What I'm trying to say is that it's not only the military that has job security, but it's a good job. It's a very good job to have. During the pandemic, I was able to still provide for my family, even though I was out at sea, but I was getting paid. The money was going into my bank account, and those at home were able to use it. While I'm on the ship, while I was on the ship, they've provided food. You know, all our basic needs were met on the ship. Conditions sometimes are not pleasant, but it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice for whatever it is that you want. Whether you want to go to travel the world, it's going to be a sacrifice. If you want to go to school, it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice. Whatever it may be, it is a sacrifice. All right, guys, I've been here for quite some time. I'm still at work, but I decided to come by and you know, just so many things I want to touch on. So many things I want to touch on. I just also want to say, if you are thinking about joining the military, even if you're not in top shape, I would want to say at least be in good health. Be in good health. Eat right. Take care of yourself. If you're a little bit overweight, work out. Go to a gym, get a personal trainer, work out, learn to swim, because that's something you'll have to learn how to swim. In the military, you have to pass a swim test, so at least learn how to swim. Get a few lessons before you go off to boot camp. There are so many things I want to touch on. I think about so many things to talk about, guys, but the moment I start to record, it's like everything disappears from my head. I'm gonna go live and ask me anything you want to ask me, and I'll answer whatever I can. Okay, if I can answer you, I will refer you. I'll give you resources. Okay, a little bit of fun. And I do have the videos. I think I still have it on my phone. They do have activities to build morale during difficult times on deployment. So we were able, I say we, but I did not jump off that ship in the middle of the ocean. People were able to put their PT gear or their swim suits on and jump off. I'll show you. They jump off the side of the ship. Everything was well organized. Okay, they call it Steel Beach. Jump off the side of the ship in the middle of the oceans. There are many divers out there to help. Yeah, many divers were out there in case somebody wasn't able to swim, and a lot of people jumped off who weren't able to swim and they were sinking, of course, and the divers would rescue them. I didn't even try it, guys. I really did not try it because I can swim to save myself. Okay, but I wasn't gonna try it. One of my sailors jumped off and he started to sing. Oh Lord, have mercy. You know, he wanted to be cool. He jumped with his friends and he started to sing, but they actually rescued him. I will jump only if the need arises. Apart from that, I'm not gonna jump. Yeah, but they can, you know, they had a little fun here and there. But also, one more thing before I cut this video. You have to work 7 days a week. There is no rest. You might get some departments may get a liberty hours, not even a liberty day. Liberty means free time. So they may get liberty hours, a few hours per day, maybe every Sunday or something like that. Some departments don't get any at all. I worked on a 12 on 12 off shift. It was tough at that time. I used to work on the flight deck. I used to work all the way at the top. I'll show that to you. I used to work all the way up at the top where that flag is, the US flag is. And I was blown over by a fighter jet as well. When the ships pull into port, the aircrafts are no longer there. They are at a squadron. But the ships are highly secured. So whether under the sea or wherever you're coming from, if you're coming from the top, the side, anywhere, it's highly secured. Security is tight. So if somebody think they're gonna come and mess around, they're gonna die. I did the training. I did the security training and it was tough. It was really, really tough. Okay, and you take down people who decide to anyone who tried to harm the US. Even if it's our fellow sailor who comes to harm anyone, we take them down just the same. So I got that training as well. It's a very interesting job. Job security. You know, you're well respected out there, and the lifestyle that you used to live, if you used to live say your lifestyle wasn't, you know, a decent one, especially for the young people who are out there smoking and gallivanting. when you join the Navy, you are taught discipline. You are taught discipline, even though a lot of people try not to. A lot of people do not adhere to the rules and regulations, but they have to. They face the penalties. Yes, face serious penalties. So don't play. If you decide to join the military, it's not a plaything. You have to be serious about this thing. And one more thing, when I was heading into the ship, I mentioned earlier, and you saw me stand at attention to the national anthem. Now the flag, you can see the flag. We salute to the flag. It's called colors, okay? When they sing the anthem and so forth and so on and raise the flag, it's called colors. So whenever you're going into the ship, you will have to salute those who are on watch and ask permission to come aboard. But before you get there, when you go up on the ramp or the ladder well to go onto the ship, you have to turn your face towards where the flag is. More time it's at the back, and you salute before you step onto the ship. You make a salute before you step onto the ship, and then you walk up, and those who are standing watch, you salute that person, show your ID, and ask permission to come aboard. So you salute with your ID in one hand, and you're gonna wear your hat. If you're not wearing a cover, then you don't salute. You just hold your ID up and put your one hand at your side, and you ask for permission to come aboard. For me, when I just went on, I did not remember, because I haven't been on the ship so long, I did not remember to salute the flag while I was going on. However, I stopped. I think I said it earlier, so you should hear that. You should have heard that. I stopped. I raised my ID with my cover on, and I saluted the person who was standing watch, and I asked permission to come aboard, and the person said yes or no or whatever. I never got a no, I got a yes. And I went on, did whatever, and then when leaving, you do the same thing. You salute the person on watch, and you ask permission to go ashore while showing your ID, and the person say yes or no, And then also, when you get back to the ramp or the ladder well to get off the ship, you also turn again and salute the flag. Yes, if you do see any officers while you're walking on the base, always salute the officer and greet them. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time of the day it is. You raise the salute and you greet the officer. There are so many rules, traditions, regulations. I can't go over everything, but I'm gonna go live one of these days, and you can ask me whatever questions you have. But for now, I'm gonna go get the stuff that I left my workplace to get. Okay, but I'm also gonna show you the different the other ships while I drive away from here. Alright guys, so bye-bye to the Kearsarge, and I want to say hats off to the servicemen and women who just came back from deployment. Hats off to every single one of them. Again, it was a sacrifice to be on the ship for 9 long months. Hats off to them. The SEALs, the executive officers who went out safely and came back safely. The OSs, like myself, who helped to navigate the ship. The QMs. Hats off to them. They did a great job. And I'll show you right over here, guys. If you don't come to work early, if you work on the ship and you do not show up early, you won't have anywhere to park. You may end up parking like 1 mile away, and you have to walk, and you have to get to work on time. It's no joke. This is not the civilian world where you're going to show up late and you don't face the consequences. You will face the consequences. Okay? You will face the consequences. Let me do a little zoom. Yes. Alright, people passing. You gotta drive really slowly, at least 5 miles per hour, or just follow the sign, whatever the sign says. But most of them it's 5 miles per hour because it's a very busy area. If you notice, just look at this place. It's packed, hardly anywhere to park. And the ship I used to work on docked somewhere here, but they're not here right now. They are on deployment. I should have been on that deployment. I should have been on the deployment. This ship right here looks exactly like the ship I used to work on. Okay. But I know for sure, well, they do have different LHDs. LHD means landing helicopter dock. They work with the Marines a lot. Okay. They work with the Marines, and a lot of helicopters land on these ships. They're equipped to carry helicopters, or for helicopters to land on them. I don't know which of the LHD it is, but it looks just like if the ship I used to work on wasn't on deployment, I would have thought that that's it over there. It looks just the same. And then we have smaller ships. They're frigates or destroyers. I never worked on a small ship before. I've never been on a small ship. I think I'd want to be on a small ship either, because the ride is pretty rough. So I would say America has the best military in the entire world. The best, the best. We have fighter planes that are ready to attack the enemies. We have ships ready to go, ready to do the mission, ready to keep the people safe. These ships are always manned. Means that sailors are always working on these ships 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year. Okay, guys, I've come to the end of the pier. I mean, some more ships are on the other side, but I am not going that way. I'm gonna head home and pick up what I left my workplace to pick up in the first place. I think I want to just drive here. Let me drive here and get off. I used to drive here in the mornings when I used to work on the ship. So there are some more ships around here. They're over there. So the U.S. Navy is always ready. Always ready. Have to stay on the alert at all times. As you can see, guys, it's a very big base. Very big base. I'm about to drive off base right now. And in 1 hour, it's gonna be time to go home. I work 4 hours a day for now. The base is well secured. Police officers are all over the place. Military police are everywhere. So it's well secured. If someone decides to come on the base to do anything stupid, they will not leave alive. And they will be put down before they manage to hurt anyone. Alright, guys, so I'm leaving base right now. In the mornings, I was trying to show you all this morning. In the mornings, these places have a long line of traffic. So many people work on base. So many people work on base. Okay, guys, so if you have not subscribed to my channel, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed and you have interest in joining the Navy, subscribe, watch my other videos, share, like my videos as well. I try to find contents all the time, but if I don't find anything interesting, I'm not gonna post anything. But as I said, I'm gonna go live, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me questions, guys. Feel free to ask me any question you want to ask. Thank you so very much for watching. Subscribe, like, share. See you again. Bye-bye.